as you can see here, I'm all nice and hipstered out, and this is going to be a guide that's going to show you how to join the Lumiose Naughty, so that way you can actually access the little boutique clothing shop here that usually the ladies are like, oh, you're not stylish enough to get into, but I'm going to show you just how to do so. And as you can see, not only do I have the clothes, but the lady's not stopping me. She's not keeping me from doing so. I'll go ahead and just run upstairs here. You might have a heart attack when you see some of these prices. That's right, $100,000 just for a shirt. $180,000 just for pants. So the price to look good is pretty crazy. And yeah. So for those wondering actually how to get into the shop, there's a lot of different theories that are out there. It's not so much what like a lot of people think as far as outfits. I mean, there's some people out there who said that that's what they've done to get in. I've honestly tried doing a matching set, did the whole little sparkly thing people said that shows that you are all nice and fashionable, and unfortunately that didn't work out for me. So I'm just going based off what worked for me as an absolute fact, and I've had other people who've tried this before actually making this guide and it worked for them. So what you want to go ahead and do, there's actually a few things you want to start off with. You won't only be able to get to the actual shop, for starters, which is actually over here. I forgot to actually tell you the location if you're looking for it easier. It's on Vernal Avenue, and this actual avenue can only be accessed after you complete the whole storyline on the Kalos power plant after you deal with Team Flare. That way the power is restored back to Lumiose City, and you're able to just, you know, go around. Now, even when you go in there, the first time you try to step in, she's going to go ahead and try and stop you, and she's going to be like, oh my god, you're not stylish enough, get out of here. But she will give you a good piece of advice. She said in order to be considered stylish enough, you kind of need to go around the city and kind of be a part of what's going on. And there's a few different ways that you can go ahead and accomplish this. Keep in mind, some of these will be possibly optional. I really don't think it's required to do it. But again, after each step I'm mentioning, I tried to get in and she'd tell me no. It wasn't until the final step that it actually worked. One of the first things I did was actually go to Centrico Plaza, the very center of Lumiose City, and fought the gym leader. I mean, this is probably something you're going to want to do by the time you make it here anyways. This is possibly optional. Like I said, even after beating the gym leader, it didn't get me passage into the shop. But just something to consider. It's up to you. I mean, chances are if you made it to the city, you're going to want to fight the gym leader anyways. When you're going down the different avenues, you'll see little back alleys like these. Usually if you go down them, you'll probably run to a trainer of some sort, and there'll be a battle. Try and do as many battles as possible. It looks like I actually missed one right here. So I guess you don't have to do them all, maybe just doing a few. And that's one of these steps. Again, after fighting all these people, probably because I missed that one, that may have been key. But it's just, again, something to go ahead and try out. And they're not hard to find, but go between all the different back alleys. Try and battle as many people as possible. Another thing that I went ahead and tried is visiting literally every single building that's in the city. Because after all, like she said, when she stopped you and said you're not stylish, just go ahead and experience the place. So I didn't go up every single floor like buildings like these. I spoke to maybe a person or two even walking in, but at least just walk into every single place that you run into. Some places are going to be more key than others. Cafes seem to be kind of important because you end up meeting a lot of people, and you're going to get items from them anyways, and some important information, even some story related stuff, or even just references to previous games. So it'd be a good idea to do that either way, but it also helps towards that whole stylish rating. I'm actually going to point out some key points that are specific, but again, like I said, with all buildings, something else to consider, there's actually two different Poke Centers. You have one on the North Boulevard and the South Boulevard. You want to go ahead and jump into both of those as well. Some people have said that's important. That's just actually something I've tried anyways because I happen to be on the other side, so it's popped in. It's no biggie. Here on Estival Avenue, you also want to go ahead and try and visit the Lumiose Press. Speak to Alexa. She's the one who gave you the EXP share before. Something that I've done upon just, like I said, going into every single building, speaking to people, but there's quite a few people who online said that it's very important to speak to her as well. And there's even other people that are just around that also kind of hint to what being stylish is, like this couple right here. As you can see, it says being stylish means knowing all about everything in Lumiose City. It's actually located right next to the one cafe, one of the ones you would need to visit anyways. It's actually going to be over here on Vernal Avenue. Just as a hint, you really wouldn't need to speak to them, it kind of just pops up. But just further proof to the whole theory of how to unlock the boutique, clothing store. In Autumnal Avenue, another thing people point out is, again, going everywhere, doing all the stuff, getting to know everybody. Visit the juice shop. It's actually going to be right here. I don't even know what jupe is. I don't even know what they came out. And go ahead and just get a drink. It's just 2 berries mixed together and feed it to your Pokemon. From there, kind of just brush up on your culture a little bit. Visit the museum that's actually located within Lumiose. Whether you actually want to go ahead and get the audio, that's completely optional. I did it anyways, just because it was nice to read some of the history behind some of the paintings. But you definitely want to visit here. On South Boulevard, and this is something you can actually do the very first time you go to Lumiose City, along with getting your haircut, which we'll talk about in a minute. You can go to the PR building right here on South Boulevard. And what you want to do is go ahead and shoot a PR video. They're kind of fun to set up anyways. But when you're done, speak to this lady right here and she'll give you contact lenses. That's actually how you can go ahead and change your character's eye color anyways, if you want something you want to do for customizing your character. But it's also apparently part of the process of getting to know the city and becoming what's considered stylish. As I mentioned, and also on South Boulevard, you have right here the hairstyling place. You go ahead, it's up to you how you want to do it. To get just your haircut, I believe it's, actually we'll check out the price real quick. So you can either do styling and color, styling or color. Again, this is how you customize your character beyond what you first start off with. This can also be accessed early in the game. And just styling is 1,500. No, I'm good with what I have. And color is going to be 2,000. Or what you can do is both. Both are actually going to cost you 3,000. You can do either or both. It really doesn't matter, as long as you just get it taken care of. Located on Northern Boulevard, something else you want to do is actually work at the Hotel Richisme. I pretty much butchered that name, I'm more than sure, but that's not what matters. What matters is you know the location and you go there. Kind of walk in. You want to go straight to the front. You want to go ahead and speak to the receptionist, and she'll have work for you to do. 3 different jobs. Now what I'd recommend doing is just doing all 3 just for the safety measures. And you actually get $2,000 for each job anyways, and they're very easy to do, so there's no reason why not. It's pretty simple and quick. Now this next part kind of makes sense considering you kind of want to make a name for yourself and you want to experience everything around. But there's 2 different restaurants, one that's a 1-star and one that's a 2-star. And it's a setup to where you're just battling against the people that are serving you your food as you wait to eat. And it's the they're known as the Lana and Laya. They're both different restaurants. You don't need to do the 3-star. The 1-star can be done right off the bat because it's on Southern Boulevard. The actual 2-star one is here on Autumnal Avenue is where you're going to find the 2-star restaurant that you're going to go ahead and fight through. That one's actually going to be either a triple battle or a rotation battle. It's actually up to you how you want to do it. At this point, I have done just about everything, and for some reason they're still like, no, you're not stylish enough to get in. So the last thing I tried, just because, who knows the city better than, cab drivers, is take a cab somewhere. It really doesn't matter where, just kind of speak to them. They'll go ahead. They say the base fare is $710, and the funny thing is, almost no matter where you go, for some reason, is an additional $2,000 from there. But after I took the cab, I went back to the actual location, to the shop, the boutique, and at that point, I was finally considered stylish enough and was able to get in, and after spending way more money than I should have, to be able to get this outfit. So that about wraps up the guide. Hopefully it helps you to get in there If you have any questions or concerns, definitely feel free to leave a comment below. If it helped you out, kind of just let me know. If you like what you see, of course, subscribe and all that other good stuff. And if for any reason, if it doesn't work out for you, also go ahead and let me know in comments so we can see what we can do to try and get that resolved. But like I said, so far, it worked for me and everybody else I've told, as far as friends and others online, it's worked for them as well. So, thanks again, and until next time. My only desire is to brighten my Pokemon's day by defeating you in battle. And if you lose... that smug little